Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest how-to video for Merchant Solitaire. In this game I'm going to be going over the rules and showing you how to play. So to play you're going to first need a standard deck of playing cards. I'm going to use my Mandalorian cards here. And the game takes about 15 or so minutes to play. Alright, so the premise of Merchant Solitaire is you're an aspiring merchant who's trying to gain reputation with the Merchants Guild that you're a member of. You're going to be making trades with exclusive clientele. Make good trades with them. You're going to increase your reputation. Make bad trades with them. You're going to decrease your reputation. And at the end of the game, you're going to get a review by the Merchants Guild, and that's going to determine your ranking within that guild. So, and if you get too low of a reputation, they might kick you out of the guild altogether, completely. All right, so with that premise, let's get right into setup. So you're going to be setting up your shop. First thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle the 12 face cards as customers, and you're going to place them face up in a pile to form the line. Then you're going to shuffle the, the top customer line is always going to be the current one who's looking to trade. Then you're going to shuffle the 40 cards numbered ace through 10 together as items. We're going to draw 12 of those items and place them face down in a pile next to the customers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whoops, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Those are going to be their items. We'll talk more about that soon. All right, so then step 3, we're going to place the remaining items face up in another pile to form our inventory. Okay, whoa, sliding around. Alrighty. Then we're going to draw 8 items from your inventory and arrange them into 2 rows of 4 cards to stock your shop. So let me just pick this up. All right. Oh, and of course, the most important step, if you want, you got to name your shop. So my shop's going to be called the Wandering Star Bazaar. I'm out here on the outer rim. That sounds good. All right. Now you're going to calculate your guild dues payment based on the difficulty level you've chosen for this game. So you can choose easy, normal, or hard. So basically what you're going to do to pay off the merchant guild that you belong to, you're going to pay some dues. You're going to discard a number of items from your inventory. If you choose easy, you're going to discard 3. Normal, you're going to discard 6. And hard, you're going to discard 9. So I'm going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just set those aside in a discard pile. We paid our guild dues. And last step, or thing to note, your reputation with the Merchants Guild will be tracked in its own separate pile that I usually put like here. All right, and that is it for setup. So now let's talk about how to play. The game is played over a series of 12 customer interactions, and each interaction consists of 4 steps. The customer's offer, your offer, trading, and then restocking the shop. So starting off with the customer's offer, every customer has a certain amount of money with them and an item for trade. Jacks always have $11, queens have $12, kings have $13. And if they bring an ace with them, it's always going to be worth 11. And we'll talk about how that can change with aces in your shop. All right. So then what you're going to do is you're going to reveal the top item from the pile next to the customer as their offered item. And then you're going to combine the amount of money and the value of the offered item to determine their offer's trade value. So in this example, they have $12. This is 11, so that's 23. So they're offering, they have a $23 offer. Now we're going to go to step 2, your offer. So in response to the customer's offer, you must always offer them items from your shop that add up to the same trade value as their offer, taking into consideration their item preferences and your promotional items. So those 2 considerations I'm talking about, the first one is item preferences. So what this means is items in your shop that match the suit of the current customer's offered item has no trade value. So basically all the clubs in the shop right now, since this the item they're giving to me is a club, these have 0 trade value. So whereas I said we needed to add up to 23, this would be considered 0, so that may not be a good item to trade with them. The second consideration is your promotional items. Your aces in your shop can be traded at a value of either $1 as a promotion or $11 at your discretion. So whereas it's always $11 when the customer offers it, you have the choice when it's in your shop to be worth 1 or 11. All right, so let me look at this. So 23. So that'd be 16, 23. None of them are clubs. So I could do this right here, okay? All right, so that's gonna be my offer. All right, so once offers from both parties have been made, we'll go into step 3, and it's time to seal the deal. Now there's 2 outcomes here on the step. Either we're going to make the trade with them, they're gonna give positive feedback, which is good for our reputation, or we're not going to be able to make a trade with them, and they're going to give negative feedback, which is going to reduce and lower our reputation. So let's talk about, since we've got it here, let's talk about the good trade first. So if your offer matches the current customer's offer, a trade is made. First thing you're going to do is you're going to put the item you received from them in the trade at the bottom of your inventory. Any items that the current customer has received from your shop that matches their suit. So before we talked about the preferences where the trade value is 0. Now we're looking at their suit. If any of those items match their suit, you're going to add that as reputation for the guild. That was a really good trade. We don't have any clubs here. So instead, they're just going to be discarded. And then the last part of a good trade is now the customer leaves, you're going to discard the current customer. If that was the last customer in line, we would proceed to the end of the game, but we've got more customers in line. Now the other outcome, no trade, if it's not feasible to match the current customer's offers based on the combination of items in your shop, then no trade is going to be made. So so what happens then is they're not happy, they're going to give negative feedback, and you're going to have to discard reputation if you have any here in your pile based on their rank. So if the customer was a jack, you would discard 1 reputation. If they are a queen, they discard 2. So if the queen was unhappy there and we didn't make a trade, we would have had to discard 2 reputation. And the king obviously is going to discard 3 reputation. Now, something to note, your reputation can't drop below 0. So if you don't have any cards here, or let's say you had 2 and you got negative feedback from a king, they would just remove the 2 you had and you'd be good to go. All right, so those are the 2 outcomes of trade, good trade, no trade. And then so now we'll go to the last step is restocking the shop. This one's pretty short and sweet. You're going to draw items from your inventory to restock your shop. Okay, and now we're back up to 8 items in the shop. And once the inventory is empty, you would just skip this step. All right, so let's play out a couple turns in real time. So the customer is going to make an offer here. Okay, so we've got 13 plus 2 is 15. Now I'm going to make an offer. Ooh, so I can't do this because diamonds have 0 trade value for this customer because they match the item they're offering. So that stinks. Okay, so 15. I don't have a 7. Oh, that's... Ooh, these are some rough cards. Wow. I'm going to have to give rid of a lot of cards here. Okay, so here's this. Ooh, I am going to do this one. All right, so we've got... Wait, I'm doing 15. Shoot, that's wrong. That's only 13. Wow, this really stinks. This is a lot of cards. This is a big trade. I'm giving them a lot of items. Okay, So there we go. Now we've got 15. They have 15. So now we're going to make the trade. That's a good trade. Our offers match 15 to 15. And so now, because of the good trade, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take their item, put it in my inventory. I'm going to look at their items, and ooh, this item does match their suit. So I gain 1 reputation. The other ones are discarded. And then finally, I'll discard that customer. All right, go to the next step. I'm going to replenish the store. Ooh, that one really hurt. Okay, let's play another turn. Got a queen here. Okay, so she's a 12 plus 9, 21. Ooh, okay, so I can use this. This. Man. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is going to be good for me. Okay, so there we go. We're at 21. All right, we're going to make the trade. So now 2 of these match their suit. So I'm going to move that over there. I'll discard that one. Doesn't really matter the order you do these. Okay, and that's how you play the game. So you would continue with those customer interactions, and then the game is going to end after the last customer interaction. And then you're going to have that the Merchants Guild review. So you're going to count your total reputation with the Merchants Guild, and if it's lower than 7, you lose the game. Otherwise, you win the game, and you'll reference, I've got a scoring chart here below that's right here to determine your ranking within the guild. So obviously, I went through real quick on this demo. I only had 3 reputation, so I would lose the game. But the ranks are with 7, novice, 9, you're journeyman, 11, you're a master, 13 reputation, you're elder, and 15 reputation, you're guild master. And that's how you play Merchant Solitaire. Now, there are a couple game variants that you could incorporate. I'll talk about them right now. So let's continue the turn, or finish that out. Okay, so the first variant I'm going to talk about is called Vandals. So during setup, you could shuffle in 1 or both of the jokers with the customers. And so what would happen is, let's say that I had shuffled those in during setup. I just finished that turn, and whoa, we just revealed a joker. Soon as that joker is revealed as the top customer in line, you have to flip the first face-up item in your shop face down. That item now takes up a spot in your shop and isn't available for trade for the rest of the game. And then you would discard the joker and proceed normal. You've got an actual customer here. So that makes it really hard, especially if you're playing with both, because then you're going to be down to only 6 available cards for the trade. So then you might start getting some real unhappy customers if you can't fulfill and make that trade, and then you're losing reputation. So be careful with that one. So that definitely adds to the game difficulty. And then speaking of variants that add game difficulty, the second game variant is Tough Negotiators. So in the base game, during your offer, any items in your shop that match the suit of the current customer's offered item has no trade value. So let's flip this over. So for example, like no spades in my shop. My spades in my shop would have no trade value. Well, in this variant, it's suit or rank. So in this case, this 10 right now has no value either, because it has the same rank. So it definitely makes the game harder. So if you want to make the game a little bit harder, you definitely can incorporate those game variants, or like during setup, you could pay more guild dues to the Merchants Guild, which will make the game harder, because as you see, we're running out of cards in our inventory, and it starts getting real tough near the end. So anyway, yeah, that's how you play Merchant Solitaire. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.